Thanks for tuning in to another real-time edit. Today I have a crazy close-up of this clapper rail. Um, I was out with a client on a workshop, and we were working with some other birds, and then the clapper rail started getting active, so we laid down, and there was a bunch of them walking around, and this one walked right up to me, and you can see there was another one out of focus in the background there, which is pretty cool. And this was only shot at 420 millimeter on my full-frame camera, so you can kind of get an idea how close these birds were, which is really cool because they're normally quite elusive. So to start out here, I'm going to warm the white balance up because it was in a little bit of shade there and looking a little bit too blue. So something like that looks good. Shadows are going to come up, give me a little bit more detail in that mud, bring the blacks back down for contrast as I always do. I am going to throw a graduated filter on, drop the highlights a good bit, and then the exposure a tiny bit just to kind of darken the bottom portion of that and get a little bit. I'll drop a second one on to get more detail in that part of the feathers of the bird. The light direction was certainly not ideal, but it certainly managed, and it was soft enough and early enough that I think it kind of works. And it did help to kind of give me some texture here, and nothing's overexposed there, so which is really nice. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of burning here in some of these lighter areas that we're just getting kind of like blotchy sun coming through the marsh grasses and hitting these spots. A little bit of the marsh grass up top there, just a couple lighter spots, so I'll just kind of darken those back down. And then the one bright spot on that background bird. I kind of just think it's neat to see this other bird in the background out of focus like that, because it just gives the indication of him back there. I'm going to warm up the kind of blue shadowy tones on that background bird there, because it's in a lot of shade. It was just getting pushed towards that blue color. Dodge layer to lighten up the eye a little bit. It's so interesting, the eye color difference on some of these birds. Some of them have a really almost reddish eye. This guy not so much. I'm going to also darken and add a little richness and contrast. Yeah, now we're talking to the head of the bird and kind of this mud up front here. I mean, this guy was definitely working the mud flats recently. But I think some of that actually looked good on the background and in some of this area. And now I'm noticing also when I backed out and see the image in its entirety that some of the feathers are getting a little too red on this bird. They're certainly brown, but not quite red like that. So I'm actually just going to add a tad bit of green to kind of neutralize that a little bit. In fact, that might just look good. Yeah, that looks good overall. Made the head and the eye a little bit too green, so I'll back off that adjustment right in there, because I think that color was fine there. And gosh, I think that's about it. Maybe just one more larger burn on this hot spot down here just to kind of make it look like it was staying more in shade and really get your eye up to the bird there. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this shot. Love these marsh grasses in the background. They're always really nice. So that's it right there. I'm just going to save that. Nice, quick, easy edit. Just some strong side light here, so didn't have any crazy backlight or silhouette or anything like that to work with. Just pretty standard as far as lighting goes. So hop back into Lightroom here, show you the before and after. And you can see it's a pretty good difference there, right? So definitely fix the white balance and the color here. This one was way too blue, just kind of weak, and I get a little bit more light in the eye there. So that's my final edit right there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to learn a little bit more from me, hop on over to rayhennessy.com. Check out the workshop section. If you're local to Southern New Jersey, then by all means, it'd be great to shoot with you. So you can check out my anytime workshops, or I do also have some workshops planned for the winter in Florida and stuff like that. So if you want to come check out Florida and do some great photography with me down there over the winter, it'll be in January for Eastern Florida, and then Western Florida end of March into April. So, but other than that, I run local workshops in the New Jersey area, and you can check out my anytime workshops for that. They're kind of separated out by season, and if winter is coming up, if you hop into there, you can see some of the different workshops that we can do in winter. Other than that, yeah, hit the online workshops to do some remote post-processing edits and learning. and check out the remote training session for that. Or you can always check out the mentorships to work with me on more of an ongoing basis. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed my edit on this clapper rail. And I got to tell you, now that I jump back to this, I think I'm a little dark on this and a touch green. So this is a great example of giving your eyes a break can help you pick up on kind of differences that you maybe didn't notice right away. So I'm just going to go a little bit less green and a little bit lighter, and that'll be it finished.